basically a counter. Here index is working like a counter. So we may use for count equals 0 to 999, or we may use for index equals to 0 to 999. ठीक है. अच्छा, now what will we do? We will write down here. This count is basically used over here, right? This count or this index. So what will we do? We will write down marks count equals to 0. Next count. So better note it down. Yes, friends. Now the same way we will use over here. What will we do? We will write down marks index, and it will be equals to 0 and next index. Okay. Now we know how to initialize an array and how to use a loop for arrays. For example, here we have another question. In this question, you are asked to consider that the declare next char is a variable, and you are asked to next char is a variable, and in this variable this is basically identifier of an array. Next char is an identifier of an array. The size of array is 30. Yes, beta. Now write a code to store A at first and Z at 26th location of the array. अब देखें यहाँ पे क्या है कि you are asked to store A at the first location and Z at the 26th location of the array. In the first question, we are asked to store 0 in all locations of the array. Here you are asked to store A at first location and Z at 26th location. So what will we do? We will write down next char. This is the identifier of the array. 1, this is the location of the array, and A, this is the data item. This is to be stored and that at that location. And for the Z, what will we do? Yes, beta. Next char 26 and Z. Remember that Z next char is a char variable, right? Char means character, means you will store single character, means you will use single quote. You cannot write double quote over here. If you are using double quotation mark, double quotation is used for string, and if you are using double quotation mark, means you will lose your marks. Acha, write a pseudocode that uses an arrays to 1 minute. Yes, beta.
Sir, but you said that char is for only single character.
Single character, na? So, okay. These are 2 characters. No, beta. We have declared an array next char, right? So this is next char. It says that its size is 1 to 30. So there will be 30 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 30. And in each box, you can store a single character. In each box, you will store a character. right, beta? So you are going to write A over here and G at 26 location, right? Are you getting my point? Char is okay. Char is we can store single character in char, but you can store single character in one location. And there are, as it is an array, there are 30 locations. And in each location, you will store a single character. Is it okay? Now,
Yes.
write a pseudocode that uses an arrays to store marks of 10 students of a class. ठीक है भाई? You are asked to write down an array to store marks of 10 students. So the size of array will be
0 to 10.
10, right? And as you are asked to store marks, so identifier will be
It's, integer
Marks.
or real.
and the data type will be
Real.
real. Yes, real or integer. What should be stored over here?
Real.
Real. Why not integer?
Because integer doesn't
So
count decimal
integer
point.
because real is with fractional part.
So it can also be in a decimal. The number can also be in a decimal.
Okay. We will use integer when it is clearly when we are asked to count or it is clearly mentioned that store whole numbers. Now, firstly, we will declare marks, right?
1 to 10.
Array 1 colon 10
So can we write that? Can we write only 10?
real. Sorry.
Can we write only 10?
If you are writing 10, then there will be a confusion. You are starting your array from 0 or you are starting array from 1. Now, you are asked to enter marks of each student. As there are 10 students, so what can you do? You can write down input marks, input marks 2, and so on. Or you may use a loop to input marks. So as we know the number of repetition, we use loop. For count, we may use count, we may use index. For count equals 1 to 10 or for index equals 1 to 10. If you are using for index equals 1 to 10, it will be more appropriate because these counters are known as index. For index equals to 1 to 10, then you will input marks and in square bracket you will write down index. Next index. Okay. Is there any confusion? बच्चों? No.
It says after input all the marks, output the list of marks.
Then you are asked after input all the marks, output the list of marks, right? So you will start another loop for index. After input, index equals 1 to 10.
10.
Print or output marks at index and next index, right?
Yes.
Okay, then yes. Now, then we have, yes, the second part of this question is excuse me, mute yourself, please. Yes. Now, in the second part of the question, you are asked to calculate average of the class by traversing the arrays, by going through the arrays. You have created an array In this array, you have stored marks of 10 students. Now you have this array marks, right? And you have stored marks of 10 students. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Now you are asked to calculate average of these students. To calculate average, we need to know total. Then total will be divided by 10 to calculate average. Right, so we need to know the total. Basically, in our syllabus, we have 4 different types of concepts. Those are tested in our syllabus. These 4 concepts are counting, totaling, highest and lowest values. These are the 4 concepts which are studied in our syllabus. Number 1, counting. Number 2, totaling, highest and lowest values. Yes. So firstly, we need to know how to count, how to calculate total, how to find out the highest value, and how to find out the lowest value. Yes. Suppose you have these numbers 70, 90, 60, 40, 80. And we are asked to calculate total of these values, highest of these values, lowest of these values. And we are asked to count these values, that how many values are there. For this, we use some logics. If you are asked to calculate total of these values, how do you calculate? What you suggest? Yes, Bacho. What you suggest?
Add every number.
Add all these numbers. Okay. And if you are asked to find out the highest of them?
Sir, then one we will first initialize the variable with that will have initialize the variable with value 0, and then we will compare all these values.
Compare all the values with this, huh? Okay, good. Basically, what can we do? We can say that 90 is the highest value. We can say that a 40 is the lowest value, and we can say that the sum of these numbers are 100 and 100 and 150 and 250 and 90. This is 340. We can say that total of these are 340. Highest is 90 and lowest is 40. But this logic is applicable when we have only 5 numbers. If we have a lot of numbers, then this logic cannot be applied. For example, if we have this series of numbers and you are asked to find out the highest value, you are asked to find out the lowest value, now you cannot find out the highest or lowest value. How do you find out the highest or lowest value? You will start from the first number. Excuse me, please mute yourself. Suppose we have started from here. Now we will compare it with the next value. 75 is the highest. 55, 75 is the highest. 34, 75 is the highest. 66, 75 is the highest. 77 is the highest. Now we will point it.
So
Then-
91.
Sorry.
91, sir, is the highest.
Then we will compare it with the 65, no, 19, no, 43, 64, 76, 65, 22, 34, 44, 78. Now the highest value is 78. Then we start comparing this number with the remaining values, 66, 16, 24, 79. Now the highest value is 79. Then we will compare it with the 9. Now the highest value is 90, 90, 97, 92 is the highest value. So what we are doing, we are comparing, we read a number, read next number, compare the next number with previously with latest highest number, right? If next number is greater than the latest highest number, and the next number will be the highest number. Latest highest number, and the next number will be the latest highest number, right? And repeat this process for all the numbers. Okay, beta? What we are doing? First,
93 is the highest number.
okay, whatever is there, it is not issue. Issue is this step. We need to understand this one.
Okay.
We need to understand this thing. What we are doing, we are reading a number. Then whatever number we are reading, we see that this is our next number, right? We read a number and compare with the next number with the latest highest number. When we have started reading it, so the first number was the highest number. We think that this is the highest number because we haven't read all other numbers now. So we say that this is the highest number. Then we read the next number and compare it with the latest highest number, and so on. If this number is greater than the previous highest number, so it will become the current highest number. You may say current highest number or latest highest number or whatever you are using, right? The same logic will be used to find out the lowest number. We start reading. We will assume that the first number is the lowest number. Firstly, we assume that the first number, read first number. Assume this is the current highest number, and read next number, compare the next number with the current highest number. If next number is greater than the current highest number, then current highest number will then, right? So now what I am doing, I am doing this in this way. Control C. Sorry. Control V. Control X. Control V. Now, I have number and highest number. What I am saying that input read first number is 75. Assume that this is the highest number, so I am writing 75 with here. Then I input the next number, this is 56. I am comparing with the current highest number, that is 75. No, it is not greater than 75. Then I will read the next number 55. Then I will read the next number 34, and then 66, and then 56, and 77, and 65. When I read 77, 77 is greater than the highest number, then highest number will become 77. Now I am doing this for this data, right? What I am doing, I am writing num and highest, right? Now I am reading the number 75, I think, sorry, 70, and I will assume that this is the highest number. Then I will read number 90, compare it with the current highest number. No, it is not great. It is greater than current highest number, so current highest number will be the number. Then I input 60, it is not greater than current highest number. Then 40, it is not greater than the current highest number. Then 80, it is not greater than current highest number. So current highest number will be 90. So what I have done, I have input number and I have checked that if number is greater than current highest number, if number is greater than current highest number, then the number will be new highest number. Is it okay, bachcho? Is there any issue?
No.
No. And now if you are asked to find out the lowest number, you will use the same logic. You will assume that the first number is the lowest number. And
Sir, the highest you have taken is 0 and lowest you have taken is 100.
let me complete my. Let me complete. Right? We will input the first number and we will assume that the first number is the lowest number. Then we input the next number and compare with the current lowest number. It is not lesser than current lowest number, so we will ignore it. Then we input the next number, compare it with the current lowest number, so it is lesser than current lowest number, so we will use it as a lowest number. Then we input next number, compare with the lowest number, and then we input, no, it is not lesser than the lowest number. So what we have done, we say that if num is lesser than lowest, then lowest will be equals to num. Is it okay, bachcho? Now what we have done, we have, after input the first number, we have declared it as a highest and as a lowest. So what will we do? We say that highest will be equals to num and lowest will be equals to num. As we have input the first number and we have decided it, that the first number is the lowest and highest number, and then we are executing this statement multiple times. So we will write down this statement in a loop. So for count. Now how many times this loop should be executed?
5 times.
5 times.
5 times.
Are you sure that we should 4 times? Basically, once we have input the number, not first number we have input. So now the loop will be executed for 4 times. 1, 2, 4. Input number, and if number is greater than highest and if number is lesser than lowest. And the other logic is that And we have other method. In other method, we initialize this variable. We don't want to store first number as the highest and lowest ourselves. We want that this should be decided by our algorithm. Then, if we want to use this logic to find out the highest and lowest number, and we input numbers, we have input the first number, right? Now we are asked to use this statement, input num. If num is greater than highest, there is nothing is written over here so as we can compare it with the number. So what we do, we write down 0 over here. Now I am comparing it with the number. Yes, 70. 70 is greater than 0, yes. So the highest will be 70. Then we input 90. 90 is greater than 70, yes. So highest will be 90. Then we input the next number. This is for 60. 60 is greater than 90, no. Then we input next number. This is 40. It is greater than highest, no. Then we input 80. It is greater than highest, no. So the highest will be 90. So one approach is that firstly we initialize highest with the lowest possible value, right? And the same way for the lowest, we initialize it with the highest possible value. Now we compare 70 with the lowest. Lowest is 100 and num is 70. 70 is lesser than lowest. So you will observe that we are using this logic, this algorithm, or this algorithm. In both the algorithm, the first value is considered as highest and lowest both. The first value is considered as highest and lowest both. You are using this algorithm or you are using other algorithm. In both the situations, the first value will be the highest value and lowest value. Like I am saying that lowest equals 200. But here, this loop will be executed 5 times for count equals 1 to 5. This loop was executed 4 times. Why? Because before this loop, we have input first value. Now we have 4 remaining values. That's why we have executed this loop 4 times. Okay, beta? For count equals 1 to 5, input num. If num is greater than highest, then highest equals to num. If num is lesser than lowest, then lowest equals to num. Next count. Right, beta? There is another question in which you are asked to find out errors in your algorithm. The most common error is the operator error. Sometimes they write it down in this way: lesser than lowest, highest. It must be greater than highest. How to recognize the symbol that it is highest or lowest? Lowest or highest. There is a confusion among students that this is lowest or highest. There is a simple way to recognize it. Whenever you are asked to write down lowest, you will write down